Hello again, everyone. Stavros here with the remaining two matches of League number 13. Happy New Year, everyone, and hopefully 2021 is a bit better than 2020, and hopefully we get the return to paper magic that I know that everyone wants to see. Yeah, can't make any changes, obviously, within a league, so the only thing that's left is to start a match. All right. Let's see if we get a quick opponent. We did okay last time. We went 2-1 with a very weird concession in the first one. Maybe they had to go somewhere, or maybe they got a bit fed up playing against Pox. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? We can have a look at the deck while we're waiting. And hopefully we're paired with someone pretty soon. Let's see, version 3.0 instead of 2.0. I have been thinking of going up a Sylvan Library. I think that makes a lot of sense. A lot of consistency. It's one of the best cards, really. Whenever I resolve it, especially off of Mox Diamond on turn one, I feel like I'm already way ahead. And it seems like uh, I can lock decks out before they actually can pressure my life total. So it seems like a good idea to go up to three. Additional compies don't really do anything, but I can always discard them to Smallpox and Veil, which is one of the great things of this deck. So yeah, I'll probably switch a Living Wish for Sylvan Library. Probably tidy up the sideboard. If I'm running only two Living Wishes, probably get rid of one of the targets and then go from there. Let's see though. Let's join this match also. This is not full screen again. This is a bit annoying. This does not seem like a great hand. They've mulliganed to 6. Now, I'm like with this hand, I have the 2 Trinispheres and the 1 Chalice. I can obviously cast Abrupt Decay Chalice. If I draw one more black source, then I am in business, right? And being up a card, that might help me. Double Trinisphere doesn't help, but I can always get rid of it to Smallpox or Liliana. So they are basic, so they're not going anywhere, which is pretty cool. And I am on the draw, so I'm hopefully going to draw. I have 3 turns to draw land, right? I'm keeping it based off of that. Maybe it's incorrect. The double Trinisphere doesn't help. But I'm thinking if the 1 Trinisphere wasn't there, what I would probably keep that 6. Um, yeah, probably keep that 6. Let's see. Now, would I keep it if I knew that they were playing Flooded Strand in turn 1? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Living Wish is pretty cool. It allows us to get a land, definitely. So that's something. So we can be sure that it might have to be Bajuka Bog. It could also be Thespian Stage, depending on how we're feeling. But turn 2 is probably going to be Chalice for me. And then we'll go from there. Or maybe an Abrupt Decay on a threat of theirs. But deploying Liliana would be very, very good here because they're already down on cards. They mulliganed. They were on the play. So we can start trading cards like crazy and going 1 for 1 or even 2 for 1s, and we're really good. They fetch a Tundra and a Cavern of Souls for Spirit. And then they have a Ghostly Pilfer. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't seem like... I've never seen this card before, but it doesn't seem like it's doing anything against this. Yeah, blocked has nothing to do with anything, and the 2 mana, that's an interesting ability. It's a draw engine in itself, right? I think I have to answer that with an Abrupt Decay. Not ideal right now, but okay. So I'm going towards trouble because if I don't draw another land in the next turn, then yeah, that might be an issue. So let me just make sure that this doesn't trigger in any way when it attacks. So if it becomes untapped, they may pay 2. If I cast a spell from anywhere other than their hand, they draw a card, which I won't do because I can't do really. And then it can't be blocked. So I think I'm leaving them. I'm not going to cast Chalice on 1, I think. Or do I cast Chalice on 1 now? Which they have Cavern of Souls, so maybe they can play around it anyways. Or do I maybe go for Living Wish right now? It is a bit of a tough one at this point to know exactly what they're trying to do. I wish I had that extra black source because I would just smallpox here and then we would just go from there. It would be pretty good. That's why I'm wondering, getting a Bajuka Bog with Living Witch sets me back way too much. I think I'm just passing here. I'm holding up the Abrupt Decay and I'm really hoping I draw that black source. Yeah. They have a Caracas, which is good against our Depths combo. Uh, it's a non-legendary, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit that now. And yeah, I'm not sure this is right. I've never actually played against spirits, so that might be a wrong thing. Spell Queller. Okay, I've seen this card before. We saw it last time. Exile target spell with a convert mana cost 4 or less. Okay, so all right. So if I kill a Spell Queller, they can actually do that. Yeah. Yeah, that's not ideal, obviously, because now they're hitting me for 2, and they can get an extra card. So what am I hoping for here is the question. Not that, probably not that. This is pretty bad at this point. And if I show weakness with, I'm gonna have to show weakness with my Bajuka Bog to say that I don't have a land. And then if they draw a wasteland, then I'm in real trouble. But hopefully then Last Hopes comes down and answers this other thing, the first one, and then I can answer the other one with Liliana, right? So I've got a plan. Oh yeah, I'll get rid of their graveyard. I'm not really sure if that does anything. But yeah, it seems like we ran into we didn't draw land for 3 turns, which for a deck running 27 lands with 25 left in the deck is probably unlikely. They're going to draw an extra card, but they were down a card already, so I don't feel terrible about that. Okay. All right, so that can counter actually my spell. That's pretty annoying. That is very annoying, actually, that they got that one. Yeah, they can. So now I need to draw another land in order to deploy. I would deploy Last Hope, kill the Ghostly Pilferer. Then I would do Smallpox into Liliana the turn after, if I drew a land. Who knows? Okay, I did draw another land, but now they run a lot of blue, so it's quite likely that they have a way to combat what I'm trying to do, right? But I think I have to try this. I'm against the wall right now. If they counter this, then I think I lose the game from here, and we go back to the drawing board really against this deck. Okay. All right. Now the problem is if they play another Yeah. If they manage to play another spirit next turn, then they're going to kill this. But then I can go smallpox into follow that up with Liliana the turn after, and kind of start building something slowly. Okay. Oh wow. Now that's a pretty serious one. I need to get a board wipe here. I feel, which I don't have in this deck, so it's going to be pretty hard to do that. They have to attack both, I think, Liliana, right? Yeah. Okay. That's something. Um, and they can counter using this one, right? Oh no. So they can start countering my spells, which is pretty annoying. Um, hmm. Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty neat deck. I'm not very aware of how that works, how it works completely. So I'm kind of at a disadvantage here. But I can cast my Smallpox and hope for the best, I think, at this point, and just see a few more cards, prepare myself for the next game, which I feel I'll probably do better because I'll know what I'll be playing against. I'm going to get rid of a Trinisphere. Uh, the Mox Diamond could come in handy. And I think I'm getting rid of a Thespian Stage, even though it does seem a bit iffy. Yeah, that does seem a bit iffy. I wonder what they'll get rid of. They, the Spell Queller, no, that they wouldn't get rid of that. They'll get rid of that one. Now the good thing is my Liliana is back online, so I have the question of, do I want to keep green in case I draw? If I draw Abrupt Decay, then I'm hitting the Drug Captain. I think I want to keep it, so Thespian Stage has to go, unfortunately. They get rid of Caracas because they have another one in their hand, definitely. Um, I can't think of another reason they would do that other than that. Uh, I probably should have gotten the mana from Thespian Stage in order to play Chalice, right? That would have been the smart thing to do. Um, okay, and they have this one that can tap another creature. Okay, so that's okay. Yeah, we're running out of life. To me here, I'm assuming that they also run Vile. That'll be an assumption I'm going to make. Um, and probably a counterspell or two. I have to, like, in order to survive, I have to play Liliana now. But what does Liliana give me? It gets Shacklegeist out of the way, then I take 5 damage. Then I have to pretty much play Abrupt Decay on. No, I have to play another Sacrifice effect. Um, and I have 3 left, which can't be a Smallpox. It has to be another Liliana. So I feel the chances here are getting extremely low at this point. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to cast this. Uh, maybe they play Days also. Like, it's kind of unknown what they could play here. Um, Now if they play Force, I think that's good enough for me. Let's go to the next one now that we know roughly what we're playing against, even though I haven't played against Spirits, but I have a rough idea. Um, Golgari Charm doesn't seem good. Toxic Deluge seems pretty good here because I don't think they have a way to bounce things. I think Ether Vial is probably a thing for them. So, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to bring in one Sorcerer Spyglass. What I should remove is probably a Chalice. Um, Vraska will be really good. Abrupt Decay will be good. Smallpox and Tutorak, those are all good. Are the chalices good enough? I mean, I saw a 1 drop. If they're not playing Ether Vial, then Obviously, Chaz isn't great. They could be playing swords, and they do have Caracas, as we saw. They seem to have a lot of non-basics, so our recursion is good. I'll take out a Living Wish, which seems a bit slow. Probably don't need it because I'm not really going for the combo that quickly, and I don't think they play Planeswalkers to get Vampire Hexmage, and Tombstalker's probably, well, it seems like a big threat. They didn't have that. They had a few Lords, but I'm not really sure. And now the question is, do I remove another Chalice or a Trinisphere? I'm going to go for a Trinisphere and submit the deck like this. I'm not really sure. Never played against Spirit. This seems reasonable. I'll be on the play. I've got a turn 1 Sylvan Library or Hymn to Torak. And then I can follow it up. Yeah, this is a decent hand, right? Yeah. They mulligan to 6, so I'm going to hymn them and just hope to just win off of that. And if that doesn't work, then next turn I'm obviously going for a Sylvan. I think that's reasonable. I have Abrupt Decay to mop up anything that I want, and I mean I could really go for the combo if I really wanted to. Just straight up go for the combo slowly. But I feel like just hemming them turn 1 after they have 6 cards only seems like the best thing that I can do. Yeah, let's see. And then Sylvan, followed by something good. No, they forced that. Okay, so they're gonna not have that many cards going forward, I guess. Living Wish for Thespian stage next turn is not terrible, also. But let's see. What did they get rid of also? Supreme Phantom. Okay, Caracas. Ether Vial. Okay, so I thought they were an Ether Vial deck. Which this lines up pretty well. Yeah. I think we're just going to do that. Play it on Ether Vial. Look at that. So they have also Blood Gas, but that is really nothing. And the revealed cards are these, right? Okay, so Blood Gas seems like it's not that good. It is a recurring threat, which I don't like generally. So let's pass on to them. I'm using my clock really badly. But let's hope that they don't draw anything relevant, and then we just play. They can't cast their Blood Gas now. Oh no, they can because I have Urborg. Yeah, that was pretty stupid of me. They can cast their Blood Gas now because I'm playing. So Flooded Strand and Blood Gas is gone away. Okay, so this is pretty good. We're playing this. We have a fetch land up. And we can see 3 cards. Then, and if we kill Bloodghast, we have Bajuka, which is pretty cool. But I'm hoping to get really ahead with these 3 cards next. They're going to keep ticking up. Hopefully they don't find a solution for Sorcerer's Spyglass. Although, I wonder if Skyclave Apparition is something that they would want to do. Probably. It seems like it would be a spirit. Or it creates illusions or spirits or something. Not really sure. Okay, that's not the great first card that we want to see. uh, Okay, this is probably the worst thing we could have seen. So we're gonna go for put on top of library, put on top of library, play our dark depths, and I guess we could look to create a 2/2 blocker against them, right? That's not a bad idea, which also threatens the combo, right? Yeah, that's definitely not the worst thing I've thought about today. But I have to remember to actually crack the marsh flats in order to shuffle my deck. Okay, well we can cast Abrupt Decay on that and get back what we want. Which this is pretty annoying that they found that, by the way. Um, yeah, and then I get back the Living Wish and I can get my, well, I can get my Vampire Hexmage for next turn, right? Maybe that's a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty tricky one. I'm not used to playing against kind of these types of things. Um, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have fetched there, but I think I'm just doing it end of turn. And I'm guessing you may cast the card without paying its mana cost. Can I cast this on their turn? It's a sorcery. I'm guessing that I can because Dreadhorde works in the same way, but I don't really know. So that's my problem here. I'm just going to go with that and see what happens. Um, okay. I wonder if I could have done it in their turn. Um, yeah, let me grab Vampire Hexmage. It's a blocker. Um, it enables a combo. And maybe I can draw something off the top also to help me with deal with the rest of the things. Hmm. And with Sylvan Library, hopefully Sylvan Library gets me something that's semi decent. But they're down to 2 cards in hand. Um, and now we can see, yeah, what we can do with Sylvan Library off the top. Okay, that's an okay one, but it's not that good against, obviously against Bloodghast. Um, but Jukabog is probably pretty good against Bloodghast. But equally, Wasteland against Caracas is decent, one could say. Okay, so what's the play here? I can Wasteland and just go for the combo. Um, and yeah, that's good enough. I think that's probably good enough. Yeah. So that hopefully they just don't just counter this. They have another spell queller. Okay. Well, I'm running into like the worst things in the world all the time. This is just ridiculous. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess they got me again. They drew pretty well, I feel, but let's continue. I think I'm in a good position. I wonder if I want to hit the Polluta Delta now, um, or the Caracas now to bring them down to very little life. Um, and then I can follow up with Liliana and play Bajuka Bog. Yeah, I'm going to hit that now. Maybe it's not a great idea. Maybe they have another one in their hand, and then I can't go for the combo again. But yeah, I'm going to try to play Liliana next turn, which they'll sacrifice Bloodghast. I'll probably Bajuka Bog it just to get it out of the way. In which case, I should have gone for the Polluted Delta. Because if they tap out now, then I can't get rid of Bloodghast. So Liliana isn't that good against this type of thing. So maybe I've snookered myself here. It's kind of tough playing around Spell Queller, or well, especially when they've hit kind of my best things. But let's see. Maybe I can get an Abrupt Decay, a pretty good Abrupt Decay there. And hopefully overrun, well, hit the Spell Queller, get the Vampire Hex Mage, and then just go from there. Golgari Queen, yeah, at least, oh yeah, Golgari Queen should be pretty decent. Okay, let's go with this then. So Golgari Queen means I can do this, assuming they don't just counter this, which based on everything that's happened until now, this is what's been happening full time. So maybe they'll get rid of this also. Yeah, they had to force the card. Oh boy, it's not going well. It's not going well. So that was going to be our way out of this. But the good thing is we have depleted all their things. They have nothing else in hand. We are on a 3-turn clock, however. So definitely not in a great place. Definitely not in a great place. But we had our chances to win. We ran into 2 spell quellers and 2 forces, I guess. Yeah, sometimes that'll happen. That'll happen. But we're still in it, I feel. That makes it a lot more difficult because now we have to. We can't sacrifice anything that kind of makes a difference. Let's see. Maybe we draw into something. Maybe we draw into a piece of the combo again and go from there. No, we draw him to Turek, which is definitely what we don't want to see right now. So they have 5 damage. I can't draw an extra card. I guess what is the play here? If I Liliana, then they sack the Bloodghast, just get it back next turn, and they're all good. Yeah, so that definitely doesn't work. If I was to, well, Bajuka Bog doesn't do anything, and I guess the other card doesn't do anything. So what am I looking for? Maybe I'm looking for off the top Toxic Deluge for 1. Okay, so that won't even work. That'll get rid of 2 things. That'll get rid of 2 things, but then it deals 1 damage to me, and then they attack with the Spell Queller. So really, all I need right now is hopefully next turn an Abrupt Decay for the Spell Queller. That's number 1. Yeah. Okay, so I'm doing this. I'm doing it this way. They can't counter it this time, which is not. It's not really that great, anyways. Yeah, and I'm ticking up to kind of hopefully force them to attack this because then next turn an Abrupt Decay on Spell Queller plus a tick down of Liliana. That really gets me into a really good position, I feel, because then Vampire Hex Mage makes a 20/20. Yeah, they should attack me really. But yeah, let's see. Hopefully they don't draw something else that's relevant. For example, another creature would be pretty bad here because they deal another damage, 1 damage to me. Or a lord of some sort would be bad. Yeah, I'm guessing they wouldn't want to attack Liliana. I don't see why they would. I wouldn't attack it. Um, hmm. Yeah, I think they're attacking me, and they have to do that, and I think that seems 100% correct. Everyone's attacking me. I don't have any blockers. Okay. Okay, so I guess it's Abrupt Decay on Spell Queller or Bust. Nope, nope, that's a forest. Well, we're going to type good game and concede from this one. Yeah, it feels they had like the maximum interaction that they drew off the top of the deck. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I think we were in a good position. The first one, I guess the first match, I kept a hand which didn't work against this deck, and they kind of overran me. Um, yeah, I feel like even though O2 looks really lopsided, it's probably a bit better than that. I think that I could combat that deck. I think we were in it in game two, but maybe got a bit unlucky or, well, didn't draw. Well, we drew pretty well. I think they drew better, though. They had all the counters. Let's go into the next one and see how we can do. We're 2-2 in the league. A win here counts for something, definitely. We'll be on the play. 2 Orborgs is not great. We have a Chalice on turn 2, followed by Sylvan Library, followed by part of the combo. So, is this good enough? Maybe it is. I'm going to keep this. It's a bit slow. Maybe we draw into something good. I'm going to start with Orborg and then work my way up from there. 1 Orborg there. Pass to them. And let's see what we're playing against this time. Yeah, hopefully Chalice on 1 actually does something. Polluted Delta, they have a swamp now, as we can see. We can go Dark Depths next turn into Chalice, and then go Marsh Flats, Crack for Sylvan Library to play around Days. Because I feel Sylvan Library is probably better, but let's see what they're actually going to do. If they're, well, if they're Death Shatter or something like that, well, they're not doing anything. So we don't know what they are. But Chalice on 1, we're still going to do it. It still feels pretty good. I'm actually going to do it with the Marsh Flats now, not fearing Wasteland that much. They could be keeping up Stifle. Cycle Street Wraith. Okay, that looks like Death Shadow to me right now, unless we're dealing with Doomsday. But double Cycle Street Wraith. This still feels like Death Shadow to me, but I'm not sure again. Let's see. Based on what they fetch, it will be the kind of we'll find out that way. Okay, that sticks. So if we are playing against Doomsday, we've bought ourselves a lot of time because they can't go Dark Rich into Doomsday. If we're playing against Death Shadow, we've almost won the game because Delver, Death Shadow is offline, and then with our Sylvan Library, we should be able to handle a bunch of things. Wasteland doesn't do anything, doesn't do anything at all because we we have all the lands, so pretty lucky in that sense. Um, I wonder if they drew it now. I'm going to try to jam Sylvan Library immediately and go for that. I'm thinking they're going to stifle this. Or, no, they can't stifle it because of Chalice of the Void. So we're just going to go straight up. Well, we don't go Orborg in that case. Maybe we go... Fetch swamp, fetch forest, and go for that. Let's see. Let's do that first. Fetch swamp. Actually, that's probably not the best thing to do. I think fetch bayou, play Orborg, play that. We need that extra fetch land now that I think about it. Now that I've come to my senses, that extra fetch land is going to allow our Sylvan Library to be that much better. Um, great, we've stuck that also. I think we're in a very commanding position now. Wasteland to me telegraphs that this is Death Shadow and that they are in trouble because I don't know what outs they have to Chalice in game one. But I don't think they're that many. Wasteland, okay, an abrupt decay. So I think we want to keep this. I think I'm paying for life to draw this, putting this on top of library, playing that, and we have to wait for them to fetch to do our wasteland. But I think right now this seems like a pretty good. Actually, I'm going to fetch now. Fetch now to get another bayou. So we're kind of insured against or forest. Well, doesn't really make that big of a difference because of Roborg, but we're insured against that. And now we're bringing up our Crucible. And if they can't counter this, I feel like whenever they cast a spell, they're getting Wasteland locked immediately. And we're winning the game. Abrupt Decay ensures that we're kind of gonna do something good. They might be Doomsday. I mean, it feels unlikely with Wasteland in the deck, but okay, we're gonna get some info now. This is a lot of there's a lot of goodies. I don't think I want to crack any fetch land here. I think I'm just going to go for Dark Depths. Oh no, I'm going to go Wasteland. I'll kick it off with this just to see what they're playing. Yeah, Death Shadow. That's pretty easy. And then I'm just going to play that. And yeah, we're ahead. We're ahead by a lot. I'm not sure what they're looking for right now. Do they have something? Maybe they run Brazen Borrower. Maybe they run some other kind of 3-drop. Maybe they're splashing for Oko. I mean, that is all the rage these days. Another Wasteland. That's cool. That definitely doesn't do anything against Crucible. Oh, another Dark Depths. That's not ideal. Yeah, I'm casting my my own Wasteland, and I'm just going to play Vraska here. And you know, go from there. I can sack my lands, get back my lands, sack my lands, draw cards, keep drawing cards until the end of time. Maybe they're Grixis and run lightning bolts. Okay, I think they saw that this is going to get really, really bad, really, really quickly. Okay, so this is a deck that we are looking to beat quite handily. We won off the back of Chalice there, of course. Yeah, I think we beat this deck. I don't think there's anything in the sideboard that I want to bring in. Toxic Deluge. It can help if they try to overload the board, which I'm assuming that they only run something like as creature Street Wraith, Gurmag, Delver, Death Shadow. That's the only thing I'm assuming. So Toxic Deluge isn't great against Death Shadow. It's pretty good against Delver and Gurmag, maybe in a pinch. It's decent against Delver. But I think Abrupt Decay, Smallpox, Liliana are better against their threats. So we're submitting our deck list and saying that I think my main deck is good enough to beat them. We were obviously on the play. We did get a resolved Chalice against Death Shadow on game one. So, yeah, we won that game. But now we would expect to see some kind of artifact destruction, and I'm not entirely sure what Death Shadow run. I wonder if they also have like Brazen Bar or something like that, um, somewhere in the 75. Um, I'm not exactly sure what other destruction, non-destruction. Maybe they're Grixis. They did have some Bloodstained Mire, so maybe they're Grixis. So red would allow them to run um, shenanigans, probably not, or something that can kill multiple artifacts. The one that you can copy, I don't remember what it's called, but that seems like a decentish one. It's for 1 mana, and then you can replicate it for another mana. Um, Maybe there's a bunch of other things. I'm not really sure. This is not a good hand. It's one Mox Diamond away from being an interesting hand, but we're mulliganing this one. This is a bit better. It has a hymn. It has an Abrupt Decay to get us out of a type spot, and we're keeping that. I feel like, um, hmm, do we need 4 lands? Can we get rid of a Thespian Stage, or do we just go for the combo? Really, that might be one way to win. Or we get rid of Vraska. I think Vraska's going, and yeah, we're passing to them. Okay, they cycle turn 1, looking for something. Crack their fetch, that's fine. Get a Water Grave, play Ponder. Okay, so they'll be able to play Death Shadow next turn, probably. They didn't find a Thoughtseize, which I do like, because a Thoughtseize hits our Abrupt Decay, but maybe they find one next turn. Okay, but Smallpox gets rid of a Death Shadow, so I'm going to start with Marsh Flats and pass there. Hope for the best. Even if they do Thoughtseize us, then we can Smallpox and then they can, or maybe we can him and then Smallpox the next turn to make sure that it resolves. They probably run Daze, especially on the play. They run Forces, Force of Negation, and who knows what else, but quite a few things. Okay, Thoughtseize. Yeah, let's see what they go for. What would they go for here? Abrupt Decay seems like a good bet because they can't interact with it. Him, it would be weird if they took him. Um, and Smallpox, they might just be able to counter. Yeah, they're really thinking about it. Okay, Abrupt Decay, which they can interact with. This, to me, seems to mean that they probably have like counter spells or something like that. So maybe they're hoping to delay me enough so that they can just win off of the back of their Death Shadow. That's fair enough. I mean that makes sense. I wonder if I fetch a Bayou now, or don't fetch a Bayou and just go. I'll just go straight into this. I drew a Swamp, probably not ideal. Um, I could fetch 2 Bayous and insulate myself against 1 Wasteland and try to him them, and then next turn try to Smallpox them. Um, Maybe that works, or Cabal Pit and just get rid of the Cabal Pit off Smallpox. Yeah, Cowbell Pit isn't going to do anything. It's going to be decent against Delver. It's really decent against Delver actually, but it takes a long time to come online, and I don't think I have the time for this. So I think I'm getting a Bayou here, or I could get my other swamp, just my basic. Um, yeah, two swamps, play him to Turak. Next turn, get a Bayou. It's the same. It's the same in effect. So I think maybe this is better. I'm not sure why, but we're gonna find out. Uh, let's try to do that. Maybe they daze this. Maybe they counter it straight up with the force. Maybe they do something else. Okay, they forced it, which means they probably don't have daze. Hopefully they don't have double force, and hopefully we can follow it up with the smallpox and kind of get them. Okay, ponder is really good because they might be able to find another um, way to interact. I think though the good thing is that I can play around days next turn, unless they manage to drop a wasteland and get a good card off of ponder. Obviously, I'm hoping they shuffle. They don't shuffle and they draw a card. That's probably not great. They play another land. Hmm. And they take my smallpox while helping there. So that was a good draw. Maybe they already had it. I mean, it's kind of uncertain, but now I feel like they're really in the lead. Um, we can just draw into the combo, obviously. That's a way to get out of this. Just play Thespian Stage, and next turn just follow it up with a 2020, which is bigger than a Death Shadow. um, so should they be fetching now and going down to attack me for 8, and then attack me for 9? So maybe I have to draw something here. Um, yeah, maybe I have to draw something exactly here, or else I'm in trouble, which might be the case. Hmm. Okay. If they deploy another threat, probably, well, depending on what it is, right? Okay, they're going to attack with a 9/9. An abrupt decay around now would be decent, some would say. Another smallpox, and maybe Liliana. I don't know. Days. I don't have the time to play around days, right? Okay, 9/9. Now we're hoping that they can't grow their their shadow anymore, and we're passing on to them. Yeah. Um, Yeah, I don't know what I could have done there. Oh, they can't grow their shadow. I'm going to concede. Well, let's see. Let's see if they don't grow their shadow. Um, okay, they've grown their shadow. I'm conceding, and we go on to the next one. Okay. Mm, so yeah, they got us there. It went pretty quickly. Thoughtseize is pretty good. I don't think I need Sorcerer's Spyglass. I don't think that would do anything. It might help to just hit their lands, obviously. That would be nice. Um, Tombstalker doesn't do anything. Toxic Deluge probably doesn't do anything. Hex Mage, no. Golgari Charm, no. Okay, we're running it back. We're running it back, saying, yeah, we're going to go on the play this time. We're going to get ahead, and we're not going to mulligan, and we're going to have a great hand. Well, we're going to mulligan to get a better hand. We're going to mulligan again. And we're going to have to keep this. I mean, we're going to have to keep this and go for this at the bottom and loam at the bottom. And we're going to hope that, we have to hope. We just have to hope here. We go for this. We pass to them, and let's hope we draw something good. We could, even if they take chalice, we can hymn them. If they take him, we can chalice them. Um, Maybe it's good enough. Maybe it's good enough. We can run into days, of course. There's a lot of things that can happen here. This is as good a 5 against this deck as we're going to get, right? Okay, so they thought us. They probably take the chalice. If they take the hymn, then they have an answer to the chalice, but I still want them to use their answer. So we're playing the chalice. Yeah. Okay, we're going to hit them with him next turn and hope for the best. Yeah, I'm starting to wish now that I ran Thoughtseize. It seems pretty fun. Very, very fun. Um, hmm. Well, now let's start with this, and then if they miss a land drop, then we can drop our very nice. Yeah, they can always daze and get more life loss, which is really good for them, and a bit annoying, but we don't have much to do here. I wonder if Wasteland would have been the better play, though. Maybe someone who knows a bit more I can say. They do run few lands, but I feel okay. Okay, that is an interesting one. So they really wanted whatever they had in their hand, and they got rid of a brainstorm for that. They probably have what they need in their hand. Do they have an extra land is the question. Um, Maybe they only have one land. Maybe they cast another Thoughtseize now. That would be great. um, okay. Okay, we're just going to Wasteland. Oops, that's not the one. Maybe we get stifled. Yeah. Um, of course, playing around that wouldn't have been very easy or possible, but yeah, that's okay. Um, Maybe they don't have that many threats, though. And the longer the game goes, the more I feel like maybe we can sneak something out. If they don't have any friends, threats, they're probably looking at Gurmag in their hand or something like that. Well, this is a serious card. This is a very serious card. Um, we're playing around days. That's something. They can counter it, but we'll get rid of 2 of their cards probably if they counter it. So it's a great top deck for us. I think we're getting lucky here. Um, okay, let's see what they do. Maybe brainstorm in response. Maybe cast days and play days for free, like both of them, right? Drown in the lock. Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while, but it's legit. It works. I will allow it. Next turn we can do a redraw with Nurturing Peatland, which is pretty nice, and we draw an extra card. That means so that could help us a bit. Okay. Brainstorm does not bode well, so they're getting they're looking for their things. They definitely have enough lands. I feel like they're doing pretty well. Um, Unfortunately, we only have Crucible in the deck right now because Loam went to the bottom, I believe, unless that was another game. So that's probably not going to show up anytime soon. Living Wish. Okay. mean, that is something. Um, a living wish for a 5/5 could be a solution. We can't actually cast a 5/5. We can cast a Vampire Hexmage though, if we want. Um, or we can get a Thespian stage or something like that. So I generally don't feel like, yeah, I feel more like redrawing now and seeing if there's something better here, like a hymn or something like that. Uh, is that a good idea? Yeah, let me redraw now. Let's see, because if I don't find something better, then I'm doing Living Wish. They stifle that. Okay. So now we have 4 in the grave, and yeah, I feel like playing this Living Wish now. I don't know what's coming in my deck, so I'd rather play it when I draw the other half of the combo or something like that. Um, they play their 2 stifles. Um, a wasteland from them would be a small issue for us. They still don't have any threats, so we're playing a slow game. And we're not that far behind. We are behind because we mulliganed, but we're not like terribly behind because they 2-for-1 themselves with Force of Negation. The Stifles got us, but at least they didn't get us like real bad. We haven't seen any dazes. Um, and now we're seeing a wasteland that's going to hit the bayou. We're going to have issues. Yeah, our Living Wish is offline. It's going to be offline. That's definitely not ideal. But we do have many green sources left in the deck. I wonder if they have any 2-drops that are relevant here. Yeah, that's the right choice for them, of course, of course. They're not putting any pressure though, so we're going to draw our next card, Mox Diamond. Definitely not ideal. It could potentially give us green at some point. They know we're a depth deck and they use their stifles and wastelands. And now with the 3rd land, we see a... Do they actually have something to do with the 3rd land? They're cracking it, which is really interesting, and they're going to play okay, a Death Shadow? Well, they cracked it, to shuffle the top of the library. That's fine. The problem with Death Shadow, obviously, is that the game can be over within 2 turns if they just get their threat. They've cast Gurmag now, so they do have their threat, and we don't have a threat. And we drew probably one of the worst cards we could have drawn. The highest CC in the deck, and there's only one of them. We need a land. Yeah, a land would be good. We're on a... Yeah. So we can cast that and maybe get a counter spell off of them, right? Because I don't think we're wastelanding them at all. Let's see, because they know that we're like we need green. Would they actually counter this to stop us from getting green? No, they wouldn't. Okay, we're gonna get green now. We're gonna cast our Living Wish. And maybe we get them to use a counter spell. Maybe we just get our Tombstalker and then have a block for next turn. Yeah, we have enough lands. We have everything. We just get our Tombstalker. We have a blocker for next turn that they have to counter, right? And they can't do it with Drown on the Lock, I believe, because our graveyard will not have anything when we cast Tombstalker left. So that's something. Now we just need to follow it up with a bunch of other nicer things. Still, 2-turn clock now. Um, okay, and a Death Shadow, which is a 3/3. That's not that great. Um, hmm. Okay, so we can, let's just assume that they do not have something to kill us with. If they have a counterspell, we've lost. I think I'm going to go for Tombstalker, aim to block Gurmag, and then follow up with Vraska. I could go Vraska now and run into Daze, but maybe I can avoid Daze next turn. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's no, or at least I'm playing around Drown in the Lock by doing this. That's an interesting thing to think about. Let's see. Will a 5/5 do anything? Maybe it does. Maybe it does. And if I follow it up with Vraska next turn, then I'm actually really in a good position. If they counter it, I think I've lost. Um, well, I think it's very clear that I've lost. Do they have triple days? That's a bit ridiculous. Um, they have triple days, right? That's funny. Unless they have double days and stifle and they're trying to get me. Okay, that's interesting. Um, Maybe they can remove it somehow. That seems also likely. But why would they daze here so that I can't cast another spell? Hmm. The plot thickens. At least we're in it with the chance. It's not a good chance, by the way, but there's a chance. Yeah, drown on the lock doesn't work. Oh, okay. That was a very nice clean solution to this. So they did play Virgin Borrower. Okay, we can concede now. Um, Maybe they brought it off the side. Maybe they already played it. So yeah, I feel like against the Shadow we should have done. I think we should have done a bit better. That didn't go as planned. Definitely, the second part of this league. I haven't played against Spirits, so I didn't know what I was doing. And probably the second game, it was a series of unfortunate events. But against Death Shadow, we won one game. Let me just go back to that. Yeah, we won a single game, but we weren't really competitive at all in the other games. Even this one that went really long, we did mulligan twice. Yeah, so that also makes a bit of sense. But they did get us in the end. All right, I think that's about it for today. Um, it's a 2-3 for this league. Not ideal, but kind of on par with what the deck is capable of. We had a bunch of other close games that maybe we could have won and gone up to a 3-2. All right, thanks for watching and see you next time.